More with Metallica when Headbangers Ball returns. But first, let's take a look at the band in the studio.
For not always being afraid, an endless stream of fear that I've made. Spread tick, 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 tock, I gladly trade.
We are back here on the Headbangers Ball. Metallica is here tonight with us. See, Mom, I actually made something out of my life. Metallica's movie, Some Kind of Monster, opens nationally in a couple of weeks. Cameras were rolling while the guys were recording St. Anger, even when it seemed like all they did was fight, which you guys did for the most part. Take a look at this clip.
Did not.
I mean, we're in moods and we're not going to get anything.
All we want to do is
done
pick a
today.
fight, and
I don't want to pick a fight.
This is so silly. You're just sitting there going, I'm in a really pissy mood, and
I told you straight up that I was.
Right.
And what are you trying to do?
I'm not trying to do shit. You're just sitting there being a complete.
You're really helping matters. You're really good at that. I was straight up with you, and I told you I'm in a mood. And what have you been doing? Picking at me all night.
So, tension is a good part of the creative process?
We just staged that.
Yeah, that was well scripted.
Okay.
That's all part of the script right there.
3, 2, 1, argue.
Tension is it's always been there, and that's that's where it comes to a big point, and it's really tough to watch that. My heart starts going again, and it's all about dynamics in a band. It's about personalities and things like that, and we're a lot more accepting of that now, and that's a direct result of getting defensive and getting scared of confrontation and not knowing how to do it. So, but yeah, tension is a part of the creative process that we know is a reality, but also we're getting better at not working off just that part, but off the positive feelings that we can get together. When we work towards a main goal, instead of trying to battle each other.
Cool. So how do you feel about having those moments caught on film forever, though? Are you
great? It's a great mirror.
I mean, was the
you
outcome
learn
was
about
positive?
yourself.
Are you guys all better friends now?
Well, there's always going to be stuff like that, and it's just how you handle it, Because seeing that, it's a great mirror to go, my God, I'm like that. I don't want to be. Why would I want to be with a person who's like that? I don't want to be that person,
All right. Well, we got more clips from the movie coming up, but first, here's another Metallica video. Check it out. Sad but true. Coming up, there was a point in the movie where it looked like Metallica actually might not continue. We're going to see it when we come back, so definitely stay tuned. We've got something very special happening tonight on Headbangers Ball. Not only is Metallica here, but they brought along some great clips from their movie Metallica's Some Kind of Monster. It opens in New York and San Francisco actually yesterday, and it's going to be opening nationwide in a couple of weeks. We got another clip for you right now. Actually, the production of the movie came to a halt when James went into rehab, and the band was surprised that other people had actually known about it. Take a look at this clip.
A good friend of mine phoned me, and he knew where James was.
Really?
Yeah. He couldn't even imagine James doing anything for 6 months.
I'm prepared for the worst.
I'm pretty confident that, we will come together when the time is right. But knowing when that time will come, or not knowing when that time will come, is very, very uncomfortable.
I hope that at some point he will come back and try and finish the making of this record. If you walked away from Metallica, I'm not sure that it would surprise me.
So, Kirk, was that as close to the end of Metallica?
Hey, come back, man. We still want you.
What's that? Was that as close to the end of Metallica as it's ever been?
It was pretty much dangling by a thread at that point. I mean, there was no clear future from where I was sitting. You know, it was just a big question mark, you know, whether or not we would ever come back together again and make music. And it was a very, very scary time for me. And I instantly had to start thinking of some sort of, you know, alternative plan for my future, which I've never really done before. You know, Metallica has always been my place, my home, and my future. And it was the first time I actually had to ponder that question. And it was a very scary time for me, for sure.
And what about you? I mean, Metallica, I mean, I would imagine to find you as a person to go away from it all, I mean, what was it like?
Well, that was the reason I had to go away. It was like that was my worth. You know, it was the only worth. I couldn't see me as a regular person, and you know, it was disconnecting me from the rest of the world, and you know, starting to believe all the things that people tell you. You know, and alcohol was certainly not helping that. So, but there was a point where I had to unplug completely, and for me to get healthy, to actually come back to make the band work for me, you know, the other guys really were you know, they had no idea. It affected their future too, and I knew it had to happen.
Okay, so we're going to another video, obviously a classic. Anything you guys got to say about this video?
Metal.
I don't know which version. There's like 47 versions of that song out there. I don't know which version.
This is a rock, a mainstay in the live set of Metallica.
It's the metal version.
The bell tolls.
Coming up, James talks post-rehab in a clip from Metallica's movie Some Kind of Monster, and a lot more Metallica videos, so definitely stay tuned.
I'm working on really hard on being the best dad and father and husband I can be. And the best me. I don't want to lose any of the stuff I have. I know it could all go away at one time, and that's a tough part of life. And it's a total rebirth for me, looking at life in a whole new way. And you know, all the other drinking and all the other junk that I was stuck in, it was so predictable, so boring. I'm out there looking for excitement, and all this stuff, the results were the same, man. I wake up the next day somewhere in some bed, I don't know who this person is next to me, and I'm drunk, completely hungover, and have a show to do, and the result is the same. You know, when life now is pretty exciting. You don't know what's going to happen when you're kind of clear and here and in the now, in the moment.
Welcome back to Headbangers Ball. You just saw James Hetfield post-rehab clip from Metallica's movie Some Kind of Monster. Now, you were resistant, obviously, when you were coming out of rehab to sort of finishing the film. You just weren't sure you wanted to continue, or?
Well, yeah, it was, you know, it was tough beforehand, before going into rehab, and then coming out, it was like I was this raw hamburger sitting on a plate, you know, trying to mold myself back into something, somebody, you know. It was certainly an identity crisis that happened, and you know, I felt extremely vulnerable, and having the cameras there just intensified it. So I had to talk, I had to, you know, let them know what my feelings were about it. It was difficult to continue with the filming.
At what point did you guys think, you know, we're still gonna make this movie? And, you know, at what point did you realize it was like so in-depth of a documentary? I mean, was there a time where you just...
Well, I like to think that
it needed to be seen.
I like to think that there couldn't really be a movie if there wasn't a band.
Yeah.
And so it was sort of like, for me, it was when everything turned around after we bottomed out, and things started getting better. We started getting along. We started resolving. We started putting some good creative juices into the making of whatever the record that we were working on. So and then it was like, well, maybe if things are going to end up being okay, then this movie is actually can happen. It's sort of like parallel courses, you know.
Yeah.
But when there was a question about whether there was a band, there was sort of, what's the point of having a movie? You know what I mean?
All right, cool. We got a lot more to talk about with Metallica. Let's check out another video. Here they are with Fuel. We got more Metallica videos coming up, but first, another clip from Metallica's movie, Some Kind of Monster. In this one, it looks like music runs in the Ulrich family. Take a look.
Dumps. Yeah. Let me pin dumps. Daddy will play dumps?
I played drums a lot today already. I'm okay. You play for a while.
I'm actually very, very comfortable with my role in the band, you know? I've actually always been very, very comfortable with my role in the band. I'm not a really egotistical person. In fact, I've spent a large amount of my time trying to like downplay my ego and get it even smaller and smaller. It's part of my beliefs. I try to be an example of being egoless to the other guys.
Kirk was riffing out so hard in that clip that the set is falling apart over here. So that was another clip from Metallica's movie, Some Kind of Monster. Not only are you a legendary guitar player, but your strength in Metallica has always been your laid-back personality.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Did you guys see that watching the film, or you just see that every day?
We see it every day. He's
how valuable he is.
Absolutely. Well, when he's not the referee between us, he's the calmness. He's the he's the yang or yin or one of the other ones. You know.
Peanut butter.
Yeah, he's the peanut butter and we're the bananas.
My first time I ever met him, I had the pleasure of being introduced by Pepper Keenan from COC.
That's right, yeah, that's right.
At a bachelor party in Reno, and I couldn't believe what a nice, down-to-earth guy you were.
Yeah, we hung out on a curb for about 3 hours straight. You know.
You guys couldn't get in?
Won't say what we were doing on the curb. But
yeah.
Who was getting married, man?
That was a buddy of mine, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the guy from Death Angel was there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, it was a heavy metal summit.
It was.
And Bobby Rondinelli was there too.
Almost.
All right, let's check out a classic. Anything to say about this video real quick?
It's the one.
That's right. Check it out. Coming up, another clip from Metallica's Some Kind of Monster, where you'll see that tensions of the band we're building. You don't want to miss it. Welcome back to Headbangers Ball. Metallica is still here hanging out with us. Some Kind of Monster is the name of their movie, and it's been called a movie about relationships, both good and bad. Take a look at this clip.
I don't know, I guess the playing part, being in the room, and then mainly being in the room with Lars, playing music together, I guess I had higher expectations, and I don't know, maybe I'm disappointed in myself. Maybe, I don't know.
Want to talk about that? I mean, what does that mean?
I'm not enjoying being in the room with you playing.
If you are not having any fun, let it be known to you that I'm certainly not having a lot of fun either. But I am not interested in playing music with you if you're not happy in there. I just don't want to become a parody. Okay, so if you're not happy playing music with me.
That girl was rocking out on the bass.
Female clip.
So were you guys always honest, with each other, or was that the main byproduct of working with them?
That's something that all came in the wake after Jason left. Phil, who helped us for all those couple of years, was kind of brought in. We knew that Jason was most likely going to leave the band, and he called a meeting. So our managers had worked with Phil with one of their other bands, and he came out. And then he was just in the room with us, and we slowly started learning how to talk to each other and communicate from the heart and not bullshit each other, and really started going deeper inside. And that's something that we'd never done before. And once we started that felt so refreshing and so great to be able to connect at a deeper level, you know. But
how did you connect, like back in the day? Like, what was the
alcohol?
Yeah, it was all about
alcohol
just,
and Tigers of Pantang.
Drinking tons of booze and then screaming at each other.
Yeah.
And you'd forget it all the next day because
even if something was resolved.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd hide behind anger. And that's still, that's sort of like the 101 of this type of way of thinking is you hide behind anger because it's the easiest emotion to have out there, you know.
All right, well, we're gonna check out yet another Metallica video. Here they are with Turn the Page. More Metallica videos and more clips from their movie, Some Kind of Monster, when the Headbangers Ball returns.
Metallica stuff?
I could try battery.
Battery?
Yeah.
You can play that fast with your fingers?
Yeah!
Pretty mighty bass sound you got going there. Yeah, it's like
I don't know. It's the Mesa and the high watt.
Is there anything else you know as well as that?
You just saw a clip of Robert auditioning with Metallica. Now, we won't give away what happens in the movie, but you got a generous offer made to you to join the band.
Generous offer, yes. Went to Vegas immediately after, bought some nice jewelry, got my ride, it's all good.
How's it going so far, though?
It's going well, man.
Because I
It's
read
great.
on the net and stuff, and the kids are loving it, and I think,
wow,
that's the real sign.
Hey,
The guys have nothing better to do with.
It's solid. We're having a great time.
Yeah, a great gift. Showed up at the right time.
Definitely.
For the right reasons.
Awesome.
He's a rock, man. He's solid as a rock.
Hey, man, thanks. Appreciate it.
Like and you're in suicide. That's right. Go a long way. All right. We're ready for another Metallica video. Here they are with King Nothing. More with Metallica on the Headbangers Ball. Keep it here.
Some kind of monster. Some kind of monster. The monster lives.
Welcome back to the Headbangers Ball. That was another clip from Some Kind of Monster. It opened in New York City and San Francisco yesterday and will hit theaters everywhere in a couple of weeks. You definitely do not want to miss it. So you guys had cameras rolling 24/7. I mean, was there anything that was off limits?
Whatever was filmed was put on there. I mean, we let those guys control it. I mean, they're the filmmakers. You guys put together what you want to put together, Of course, there's going to be stuff that you want out and in and all that stuff, and it coming from a control kind of person. But letting them create their gift, because they're good at doing the film stuff,
Yeah, it's also about, there was trust. So when you're in a creative situation where there's trust, it's just obviously a great place to be. We basically made the deal with them that they could film anything that they wanted, and then we would look at it afterwards. And then, if there was anything that we were uncomfortable with sharing, but when we saw the film and saw all the early rough cuts and so on, there was nothing that was taken out. There was only a couple things that were added. Hey, it's not long enough.
So how do you think the fans are going to react now that they have this, now that they can peer into the world that they probably never knew about you guys?
I think they're going to react exactly how they're supposed to react, and be okay with that. I don't want to have to think about controlling that for sure.
Yeah.
There's going to be some people that identify more with it, and maybe some that don't. But this is for us, and it's a great connecting tool.
So no regrets?
No.
I'm a little scared about it because, it shows a side of us that not a whole lot of people have seen before. But, I mean, it's part of the story, the story must be told.
Yeah, and maybe it'll make a deeper connection with people.
The only regret I have is my haircut in the first hour. it's tough to watch.
All right, well, let's check out another Metallica video. This is I Disappear. We got time for one more video, and we'll see a clip from the movie that shows the lighter side of Metallica. Stick around.
I like that.
We're back. Now, all night we've been rolling out clips from Metallica's movie called Some Kind of Monster. There's some heavy stuff for sure, but there are also some lighter moments in it, like the time you guys were asked to cut some radio promos. Check it out.
In order to both nationwide radio chains off, we are now standing here having to do this stupid thing up to 50 grand, damn it.
Win a bunch of money and walk away. Because this is stupid!
Sharpen that booger-picking finger and be the 50th. Hey, it's Lars from Metallica here. I'm about to stick 50 grand up your ass.
$1 at a time.
So do you appreciate these guys more now after you've seen the whole film?
You know, when I first saw it, I was actually impressed, man, to see the side of them. But when I first met them, that was one of the first things was communication. We actually pretty much hung out the first day, and then we jammed the next day.
Yeah.
So communication came first, and you know, finding that if we clicked, you know, as people, and we did. So
yeah,
it's been a lot easier that way.
So you guys all been getting along? Did you have like, now do you have like a big like group hug before the show?
Yeah.
You do, right?
Actually,
No.
we have a big sock up before the show.
Yeah,
Then we
club
hug.
before the show.
Yeah. I always bump fists and kind of check in with each other. We jam in the little jam room
I've
before
heard
we
about
go out.
that, yeah.
And that's the biggest vibe. Actually, somewhat creating new songs. You know, when new riffs come up, that's I think when we bond most. And then we jam on the song we need to play that night, open with. But
That's the
jam
therapy now, is jamming. And,
Cool, yeah, when you got a killer riff and you want to show it to everybody or whatever. Cool. All right, we got time for one more Metallica video, and it's a live version of Whiplash. Check it out. That's it for tonight's show. Thank you so much to Metallica for stopping by the Headbangers Ball. It's an honor to have you guys here, seriously.
Thanks, man.
An honor to meet you guys, definitely.
Back at you, man.
Hey, what do you want? Don't forget, Metallica's Some Kind of Monster opened in New York City and San Francisco yesterday. Opens all across the U.S. in a couple of weeks. Definitely go see it and tune in next Saturday for another great editions of Headbangers Ball. I will see you then. Bye-bye.